What is up, our Will Film number one fans and viewers? This is Scott Casey Gale, Will Film number one. Today, I'm going to give you my recap and review of Feud, Bette Joan season 1, episode 2, entitled The Other Woman. And it was yet a really great episode. Okay, hot sauce. Bette and Joan are starting to get along on the set of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, over their mutual hatred of getting old and younger co-stars. Since this feud, Bette and Joan are and not BFF. Bette and Joan, the harmony doesn't last. Rather than the rivalry being sparked from the underlying tension of them just being two very different women in a very competitive field. Field tells us a different story. Bette and Joan hated each other because they were manipulated to hate each other. Jack Warner, who remains equally repulsive and charismatic because he is played by Stanley Tucci, has a way to make Whatever Happened to Baby Jane better. Jack convinces director Bob Aldick that all he needs to do is make Bette and Joan love each other. Jack wants Bob to leak rumors of Bette and Joan insulting each other behind each other's backs to the press. Rumors that will undoubtedly get back to both actresses. Bob's wife Harriet, played by Molly Price, the real hero of the show, tries to convince Bob not to do this because it's morally reprehensible. Bob, being weak-willed in every arena, caves. He's been unable to control Joan or Bette at this point, and we know that he is a horn dog, completely at the mercy of his own lusts. So naturally, he is going to bend to overbearing Jack, with one woman of Joan's bra being padded. The divas are set up to the petty races. It gets ridiculous. It gets petty and gets fantastic. Joan and Bette start trading insults in the tabloids about one another on their own accord. The claws come off the screen. The one thing that can be said negatively about Bette and Joan's war words is filtered as it was meant for the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It is one of those all-time cult horror classics from top to bottom. It is a near-perfect movie according to Field, though it's only because Crawford and Davis hated each other with their performance sparkled. Not that they were incredible actresses. Granted, this is a point of view floated by the awful Jack, but no one really makes an effort to refute him. Director phone tag. After the initial rumor mill stopped spinning, Bob believes he can just get back to making a movie. Jack made the ultimate slime ball, urges him to keep going. Jack tells Bob he must make each actress believe that he likes the other one more, since he is a whore. This is a much more up Bob's alley. Bob starts flirting with Bette, and there are actually some sparkles of sexual attraction. Joan quickly catches wind and, in the middle of the night, calls Bob at home. Joan tells him tearfully that she just broke up with her boyfriend Peter over her commitment to the movie. When Bob agrees to come over to her house, Joan reveals to the audience that this was all just a play. There was no breakup, and she is not even remotely tearful. This is taking the act to a pettiness to an art form. Though this is expected to be Oscar-winning actresses. Once Bob is in the house, Joan tries to seduce him. Bob shockingly rebubs her advantage just as Peter arrives back home. Bob leaves the house disgusted, and Joan tells Peter, the play by Reed Diamond, that she's decided to recast him as a boyfriend. Joan's venom is just fierce and high as her eyebrows. The very next night, Bette pulls off the exact same trick after having a huge fight with her daughter, Bede. Bette calls Bob over in the middle of the night for comfort. In an important display, Bette gets what Joan wanted and sleeps with Bob. Bob comes home early the next morning to his bed with his wife. The camera is focused entirely on Harriet's face as she comes to the horrifying and heartbreaking realization that her husband has once again cheated on her with another woman. Now it isn't a startler, but a woman their very own age. Her silent reaction to Bob's affair is just as magnetic as the flashiest stuff being done by Savannah and Lang. And I would give this episode, and that's how it ends. And I would give this episode 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up. It's a really, really great series. Comment. There's only 6 episodes left after this. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me, Scott Casey Gale, what you thought about this episode. Anyway, I will be back here later to review The Americans, season 5, episode 2. Anyway, subscribe to me, Will Phil number 1. Subscribe to my best close friends, BB717, Godzilla Hog, Jade's Films, Console Kid 14. Subscribe to my wrestling channel, National Wrestling Shooters, MWS Revolution, and MWS Gaming Channel. You stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out.